1212, yo, what's up? This is the Alpha Facts. We will begin shortly if we reach 1,000 likes. 1,000 likes. And I will begin. One, two, one, two, yo, what's up? This is the Alpha Facts. We will begin shortly if we reach
حبيبي. حبيبي.
las noches llenas de amor. Corazón, hablarle en poesía, cantarle a tu alma y llenarla de ilusión. Amor, te quiero dar amor cuando sientas dolor. Quiero acompañarte hasta que te salga el sol. Besar todas tus lágrimas y darte todo mi amor.
Mi amor. So if you want to begin the stream, hit that fucking like button and I will come to you shortly.
Ay, amor,
1 2 1 2
jamás seré
1 2 1 2. Can you hear me?
Yo quiero que me elijas cada día por amor. Corazón, todo lo que viví
Corazón is the song name.
fue para prepararme y
Todo mi amor by Carro Luna.
tu amor. Amor, quiero dar amor cuando sientas dolor.
I'm coming soon, Mr. Crypto. I'm arriving.
Hasta que te salga el sol. Besar todas tus lágrimas y darte todo mi amor. Amor, te quiero dar amor cuando sientas dolor. Quiero acompañarte hasta que te salga el sol. Besar todas tus lágrimas y darte todo mi amor.
Ay, papi.
Trading is all about experience. It's to feel the adrenaline running through our veins. Like all the things we do that excite us. Whatever world we come from or live in, there are people that are born to succeed. They're called special, to hustle every day for an opportunity of a lifetime. Looking for the challenge to shape our future is something that's in our DNA. A privilege just available for a few. Traders, we see things differently, paying attention to every small detail that would maybe go unnoticed by the common eye. On or by the edge is our playground, with a constant strive for glory, seeking for a new tomorrow. Do you feel special? Take back control of your investments.
One, two, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. One, two, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello Albert, ¿cómo estás, señor?
Fine. Estamos bien.
Muy bien. Gracias, señor.
Gracias
¿Dónde está la biblioteca? So, those who just joining, I'm trying to sell gold with more or less success. The plan is the same as last week, front running the retail sales data, which is set to be inflationary. Retail sales month on month expected to increase by 0.2%. Core retail sales month on month 0.2%. So we can agree on that it's inflationary, right? Yeah, it is inflationary. Now, today we had a pretty dirty move on gold. This spike, my friends, was 100 pips exactly to the pip. Not really sure what happened. I wasn't following the news because I was away having lunch. Do you know, guys, was there any news which bumped up the gold market?
Haven't seen
I
any.
think it's liquidation.
News are still finding what was
Yeah,
there.
the evil market maker. Yeah. No. I mean, was there any news? There must be. There's always
Nothing.
a catalyst.
Nothing. It's liquidation.
Right.
Or maybe Janet Yellen said disinflation pressures at work as hiring surge fades. This could be seen. You know, Janet Yellen is a pretty important person at the Treasury. So maybe this was the reason why we had this dirty spike on gold. But things we cannot change. We have absolutely no control over. Doesn't worth to cry over spilled milk. I'm trying to sell gold. And the strategy is that I'm front running the retail sales data. Now, retail sales data is going to be or forecasted to be inflationary.
Hmm.
390 people. Yeah, so welcome everyone, those who just joined the stream. Again, summarizing the strategy. So retail sales is expected to be inflationary. Retail sales is important because it accounts for 60 to 68% of the GDP, which is the gross domestic product. So the US is not a manufacturing country. The US is not a heavily service-based country. The US is a consuming country. It's one of a kind. Our friends over the pond like to consume, and that consumption makes the money move around, and every single transaction creates added value tax or value added tax or VAT. And the money which is circulating in the economy, I mean, the whole economy is built on debt, on someone else's asset is another one's liability. And there's so much liability going on in the US that consumption is the bloodline of the US economy. And you can see that the US GDP composite, there's a very nice chart which summarizes that consumption is a pretty big chunk. US GDP elements. Yes. So you can see the GDP builds up from various things, and the formula for GDP is, I need to cheat, is GDP, let me just show you. So GDP can be calculated 3 different ways, but the general thing that they teach you at the first year at university, if you study economics or finance, is that GDP is made up of consumption, investment, government spending, exports minus imports. C is consumer spending, I is business investment, G is government spending, blah blah blah. And this is how you get one single value, which is going to be the GDP, gross domestic product. And the gross domestic product tells you that how strong is the economy. Now, as an economist, I don't agree that GDP is the best way to calculate or to depict an economy, because GDP doesn't tell the whole story. It doesn't tell the biggest problem with GDP is that the ownership of the asset can be foreign. So if the money is being created within the country, and if the owner of the asset or the company is foreign, that profit, my friends, is gonna flew out from the country. So that profit won't stay in the country. That's the biggest flaw of GDP. The second biggest flaw of GDP, it doesn't take into account things as happiness. Does it? Does it tell you a single number that how happy you're in a country? Number of unemployment, etc., etc. No, it's just based on, how much they consume, how much they produce. But that's a different story. I don't want to get into too much details. Sorry, I need to answer this question. I'll be back in a second. Super, nagyon jó. Jó, nagyon szépen köszönöm, nagyon nagy segítség ez. Nem számítottam rá. All right. Apologies for the quick phone call. So, yeah, GDP is shit. But long story short, we are fixated, or investors are fixated for the GDP number. And 68% of the GDP is made up of consumption expenditure. How awesome is that? And guess what? Retail sales is part of consumption expenditure. And if you look at the data, it is said to be inflationary today. The core retail sales and the retail sales both have a 0.2% increase forecasted. Now, this isn't what I forecasted. It's forecasted by economists, analysts, people with the finest pedigree in the whole world. So if we take just a logical way that maybe they're right, and usually they get the retail sales right. Not always, but, they're human. If we front run the market, I think that gold is going to sell off, and this is why I'm holding a 2 cells on gold. Is it 1 or 2? And also GBP Japanese yen. If you're just entering the stream, chances are high that gold is going to drop. Unfortunately, we had this big ass wick. I'm pretty sure you noticed. Pulled out many. I'm pretty sure you noticed that big ass wick, which pulled down many trousers along the way. But I'm still, if you're just entering, if you want to follow my trade, I'm on the short end, but it doesn't mean it's going to sell off. Well, hopefully it's going to sell off. So my positions right now, I have GJ sell. I got stopped out on GJ at break even because it bumped up, and then I started selling again. And gold, I have another sell, but stop loss is individual preference. Unfortunately, because we had that big ass pump, you have two options. You either risk a bigger lot size and tighter stop loss, or be safer. But because we had a 100 pip pump, it would be a bit stupid to have a 100 pip stop loss, but you can halve it, maybe 40-50 pips. When price starts to drop, if I just go back into trading view, let's have a look. What is the profit potential on gold? If everything lines up with the economist expectation, retail sales inflationary, hence gold should drop. If everything lines up, if you have a chance today, that is going to be 178 pips. So 30-40 pips, but you can win 170, 180. And gold has the tendency to go up the stairs. You can see this is the stairs, or these are the stairs. So gold has the tendency to slowly walk up the stairs and come the fuck down the elevator. We've seen it many times, many times. So that's the speculation on gold I have. Any questions?
Can you tell me that why this kind of spikes happening before the new season?
What's the question, Karthik?
Why this kind of spikes happening before the news?
Why are these spikes happening before the news?
Yeah.
Could be multiple reasons. It could be there was a speech. For example, I'm not sure if it was Janet Yellen, but Janet Yellen actually did give a speech where she said that monetary tightening is working and hiring is cooling, rent subsidizing, supply chains loosening, which is one of the effects, that indicates that gold is going to drop because there's no need for further tightening. But maybe it wasn't Yellen. Maybe there was something around Russia, Ukraine. Some people mentioned Biden. It could be many things. I was out on a lunch, so I wasn't paying attention, but luckily I was not in a trade on that.
Crazy pump.
Or could be the evil market makers who are trying to steal all of the small account profits. Yeah. Liquidation. GJ is dropping. Who's in GJ?
Yes, I am.
Very good.
Thomas, I don't have any position of GJ. Can I entry now?
Let's see. I think you can. I think you can enter. It's halfway through. Let me just zoom in or zoom out. I'm expecting GJ to come back to the main trend line, or maybe even a little bit lower. You can see it's a nice downward direction, but it's not actually the technicals drive the market. It's the fear that Bank of Japan is going to intervene to the market. Now, if you don't know what's intervention by Bank of Japan, I highly recommend to read up, understand the biggest enemy on the market. So profit potential is still, if you can catch 30-40 pips, 110 pips, yeah, definitely. Not financial advice, you do whatever you want.
Okay, thank you, Thomas.
You get my point.
Hi, Thomas. Is
Hi.
it you playing the guitar?
Yes, but not with my hands.
I'm impressed.
Now, I'm just gonna turn down the music a little bit because we need to analyze. And those of you who are just joining the stream, let me just mute my lovely alpha members because somebody's back Mirza is very loud. Jesus Christ. Anyway, long story short. So today, how should we trade retail sales? And this is the fun part, guys. This is where all the magic is happening. And I'm going to explain to you how you should trade retail sales, not CPI, retail sales. So retail sales is an important data because 10% of the US GDP is made up of consumption. You can see that this is the GDP. GDP is calculated by, you know, the formula is consumer spending, business investment, government spending, and exports minus imports. That gives you a net value. So long story short, consumer spending, and you know, if consumers spend, it's most likely going to have on the, if you look at the accounting side, if someone is spending money, that's going to have the same effect on the other side. It's the receiver, which is going to be the retail sales data. So if the retail sales data today is higher than expected, is it inflationary or deflationary?
Inflationary.
Exactly. If the data is inflationary, is it going to be bullish or bearish for gold?
Bearish.
Bearish. All right. Very good. If the retail sales is lower today, now it's the opposite effect. It's going to be deflationary. Ce faci, mafia, de Alexandru Daniel Vlad? God, ordering some Mitch.
No, Mitch, sorry. I'm actually eating, yeah. Hello.
Are you eating Mitch?
No, not Mitch, not Mitch.
Ce faci, mafia?
Bine, bine, tu?
No, bine. So, retail sales, if it's lower than expected, then it's going to be bullish for gold. Now, we don't know what the number is. Oh, retail sales lower, higher. No, that's not correct. Okay. Yeah, that's exactly what you need to follow, guys. If retail sales is lower than expected, it's going to be a deflationary data because it shows a contracting economy. If the retail sales is lower, then less money is circulating in the economy. And we have 8 minutes, so I can show you the circular flow of income. This is the basic when you go to university and study economics. This is like no, actually on A levels you study this, so it's a very basic thing, and but very powerful. So if you have a household where one or two parents is working, but doesn't matter how many dads or moms the household has, the household in general gets a factor of payments, which is going to be salary, wages, etc. Now that money can stay in the economy if it's spent. If it's parking on a bank account, for example, saving account, that money is taken out from the economy, withdrawn from the economy. If it's spent on goods and services, that money is injected in the economy again and again and again. And the more salaries these households get, the more money they're going to spend. And the higher the retail sales, the more inflation is going to be generated in the economy. The more inflation is generated, the higher the interest rate expectation is going to go. So looking at the 2-year Treasury yield, which is the #1 forecast for gold prices, you can see that how freaking nicely yields have come back to the original trend line, to the main trend line right here. We might have another dip, but generally speaking, I think because we have another 50 basis point increase, yields are going to increase. And when yields are increasing, gold is going to melt. This is the only scenario only if retail sales is going to be higher than expected. Yields are going to increase and gold is going to drop. What I'm doing today is I'm front running the market, speculating on the analyst forecast, which is said to be a inflationary data, both in retail sales, core and headline retail sales. You can see that both of them are expected to increase. We believe the bold guy. Thanks. So 2.2% increase, you know, it shows that there is still an expansion in the economy. If the economy is expanding, inflation is coming, and it will be followed by interest rate increases. And if there is interest rate increase, there is going to be lower gold prices. The other thing is GJ, which I think it's going to drop. Can you explain why this gold spiked upwards just now? Yes, it was the evil market maker who wants to take away your money. That's the most generic explanation you hear on Instagram. Truth is, I don't know because I wasn't around my computer. Arjun says, that's what I like about you, AlphaFX. You put a lot of efforts into this. Yeah, I put a lot of things in and out. 4 minutes. Good luck. Come on, guys. 678 people watching, yet only 178 likes. Someone says that gold will fly, fly, fly. Well, if the data happens to be deflationary, yes, it will fly. It will fly to 1980. Yeah, 1980. That's 160 pips away. It will fly 100% if the data is deflationary. But if the data is inflationary, which is forecasted, but you know, these economists and analysts, they do get it wrong from time to time. But if you look at if you want to be a safe player, just go with the analyst expectation. Retail sales, usually they get it right. I would say 80% of the time. There is no guarantee. So easy with the lot sizes. I'm front running the market. Gold is going up the stairs. If the data turns out to be inflationary, we're going to see a massive, massive drop on gold. So these are my positions, selling gold and selling GJ, but going to put GJ into one of them into break even. And actually going to take profit on GJ. So that's 2.5k booked. And we have a few minutes. 2 minutes. Once again, if you join the stream, I'm front running the market, speculating that the economists and analysts got this time right, the retail sales, which is said to be inflationary, higher than expected. Now high inflation data or high inflationary data is bearish for gold. It's simple as that. We have still 50 basis point rate hike on the way. So I'm playing safely today, speculating on the forecast, which is put out by economists and many smart people with the finest pedigrees. So I'm front running the market, selling. It doesn't mean it's going to sell. Who knows? Summertime is the shittest trading. We have 1 minute 26 seconds. And the opinion is very divided on many trading platforms. Someone is buying, someone is selling, but we don't know the data. I don't know the data. I wish I would know the data. But I'm front running the market. We'll see what's going to happen. What's your take, guys? Are you selling or buying?
Selling.
I'm selling.
I'm waiting.
Number one.
Gold is manipulated.
Selling.
I'm selling. I'm selling full margin. Number one.
Oh my god. No full margin, boy.
YOLO.
No stop loss, no problem. When we have 30 seconds. Damaso is asking if it's bearish, what do you think? How long it could go down? I don't know. How long is a piece of string? Like, I'm targeting like 1953.48. Oh, look at that. Gold is ticking, edging higher, but now we pull back, and now it's going up again. We have 16 seconds. What the fuck is happening to gold? It's very volatile today, isn't it? Very, very volatile. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's see. Let's see what the data is. 0.2. Actually, that's deflationary. So, what's the other data? Stop with the gold sells because data is deflationary. So now, switching into buys. What's the other data? Why is it not refreshing? Hold on. Core retail sales is not out yet. Core retail sales 0.2. Yes. You can switch into buys. This is invalid now. So switch into buys. Gold should go a little higher. That is what I have. Switching back to the position. So I entered into a buy. Price is very volatile, so I'm going to keep stop loss just under at 1962, somewhere around that level. Maybe around, what is that? 61.5. GJ, I'm keeping the sell. On gold, I'm entered into a buy because the data, and now that the market is finding the direction, let's quickly have a look on the data and digest it, because we had only a tiny chance to look at the data. We need to analyze it. So, starting off with core retail sales. Core retail sales actually came out lower than expected, and I said that if the data is lower than expected, then gold should go higher. Retail sales year on year, again it's lower. Retail sales month on month, again it's lower. So everything is pointing into the direction that gold should go higher. Core CPI in Canada, that was lower, that's deflationary again, and there was no other data. So going back to the live positions, I entered into another buy on gold. Gold doesn't want to go up. On GJ, I'm taking the 1K position, closing down and leaving just one runner, but that one I'm going to expand the stop loss just in case. And gold, why are you not going up, gold? Data was deflationary, sorry, so that should help to push gold up. Or let me just see. Aha, okay, Going down into lower time frames to see what's happening. We had the pump, and now it's pulling back, retesting. Let's have a look on the chart. Albert, what do you think about the data today? That is hit stop loss. Maybe just retesting the bottom of the channel. Let's have a look on lower time frame. Again, gold pulled back, spiked out from this channel. Now it pulled back. Could be a retest of the R2. Those of you joining, I think because the data was deflationary, there are buying opportunities. Going back to
I add buy.
Yeah, I'm adding another buy because just look
Another
at the
buy,
chart.
full margin this time, full margin.
No full margin. No stop loss, no problem.
Let's go.
Okay. So, looking at the data, going back, and by the way, so I have 3 buys on gold. It's going a bit of a drawdown, but you know, keeping risk within the tolerance level, you should be fine. And just a final check on the data. Everything is deflationary. Core retail sales 0.2%. Oh, by the way, let's have a look on the yields, because yields are the best friends to gold. Yields are increasing. What the fuck is happening? Yields are increasing. Why are yields increasing if the data was deflationary? That's not good news. It's very contradicting. Yields on one hand are absolutely, you know, bonds are crashing, so yields are going up, prices going down. But the data was deflationary. Which is very weird. Any comments on that?
Thomas, the yields from where they're coming, like the data for the
bond
yield.
market. The bond market is similar to quotes for currencies or FX. The yields are coming from the interbank market.
Okay.
But
No, yield is going down.
data was definitely deflationary, so it could be the stop loss hunts by the evil market maker. So I'm targeting around 1980.
Thomas, you still in that US 30 position from morning?
No. What happened to US 30?
It's still hovering around that area, 534, 580 to 70 something.
I think I closed it down while I was closing down the sales on gold. So that must have been an accident.
What do you think about that though? Yeah.
US 30? Well, if retail sales was down, that's not good news for US stocks. But it's past looking data. Well, I think stocks are going to crash, in my opinion, based on the retail sales data. So hold fire with US 30. If you have a position already, I don't know what is the profit, but maybe reduce the position and leave.
We said similar that the break even, so I'll just get out now.
Yeah.
Cheers. Thanks, man.
Still holding the buys on gold because data was deflationary. Market in manipulation. Yeah, it could be. The evil market manipulation. Well, instead of shouting market manipulation, just look at the yields and look at the common sense. Yeah, alright. We're back in the game, ladies and gentlemen. Gold is running in 30% profit from the lowest position. Alright. Come on, baby.
Wagwan!
Wagwan. Back on track.
Thomas, number one.
Well, don't shout yet.
Yeah. What the fuck
is that? Oh wow. Gold, you son of a... Going up, I think reasonable first layer, 1969, what do you think? It's going up now, yeah, but it's not, you know, it's a bit wiggly, a bit of shizzle. All the data was deflationary, which is a good start. Yield started to pump, which for me it was a bit of a surprise because the data was deflationary. And there was no other data. Even the CPI in Canada, which I don't really follow, it was deflationary. Core CPI, deflationary. Leading CPI or headline CPI, deflationary. How much you lost on that trade? I think that was around... Because earlier we had some buys.
You know what that means?
I think was a 5-lot buy, sell on gold, and that was 1,400 loss. And now gold is back into the channel. What a freaking cunt. Alright, now it's time that I have to start thinking about reducing the losses. So I'm going to cut the highest position. I have to take another 2k loss, unfortunately. Even the data was deflationary, and gold is just wiggling within that range. So let me just show you in on TradingView right there. Yields are going up. Day 3 yields, which is more important? Well, I think ultimately yields are going to control the demand or not demand for gold. But the data is actually driving the yields. So everything is interconnected. But why the fuck is gold dropping? The data suggested it was deflationary, so it doesn't make sense. Let's go down to lower time frame. Maybe we can see something. No, I can't see crap. All right. No. Have 1,800 in drawdown. But the data was deflationary, and yet gold is going down, which just doesn't make sense. Nope, I have to cut.
Sir, do we need to close the position or hold?
I have my risk limit, so if it hits stop loss, I'm within the daily allowed loss. The data suggests that gold should go up because the deflationary data that should help to lift gold up, but yet this cunt is going up. And it just doesn't make sense logically. Anyway, I'm gonna hold the buy position. everything points into the direction that gold should go higher. According to my analysis.
I re-enter another buy 1962.
I'm not going to re-enter. 1962 you entered.
Yes, buy.
There's a can't move from gold. Let's have another look on yields. The fuck is yields are going up? I have no idea why yields are rising, so if anyone can tell me why yields are rising, well, we had deflationary data.
Good afternoon, everyone.
Good afternoon, bro. I'm struggling to go to understand why it reacts to deflationary data with this dump. And yeah, I understand many people trying to explain things, that it's manipulation, that, you know, technicalities and, you know, all sort of things. But, you know, if you look at technicals, yes, there was a push down, but if you look at the fundamentals, logic, common sense, and things that drives financial markets, it is confusing why gold started to drop while we had deflationary data. And if we have deflationary data, then, you know, gold should increase in theory. Doesn't want to drop, doesn't want to go up. Just ranging. It came back into the range, and let me show you that range. If you're talking about technicals, you can see that we have this upward sending channel, and gold spiked out twice and pulled back immediately into this channel. Someone says that retail control was higher than expected. Yeah, but I was focusing on retail sales. That is more important data.
Good afternoon, Thomas.
Good afternoon. Someone says if trading was just look at the data and trade accordingly, would be easiest job in the world. And that is how many professionals are trade, because they look at data. Data is the alpha and omega of financial markets. It's not ICT that's driving. So still holding the position, but...
And also, Thomas, there is no strength towards the upside as well.
So C. Garcia says that gold is the most manipulated market there is. Well, yeah, I do agree with that. Gold is one of the contest. I based my analysis on fundamentals, which tells me that if data is deflationary, then gold should go up.
I know why the gold is going down.
Why?
Because I'm in a buy position.
No, it's not. Viral videos. Thomas, what about the H4 candle? Yes, it looks ugly, but you know, if you're talking about technicals, that could be a wick fill anytime soon. And if it does, then price is going to go back to 1971. I'm sticking to the analysis no matter what. In my opinion, the data was deflationary and gold should go up. End of the story. There's no changing, you know, in every minute that you look at the chart and you get confused. You stick to the freaking analysis. I don't care how inconvenient it is. You know, this is how trading it is. You make the analysis and you stick to it.
Thomas, would you argue that maybe even Euro US dollar is then a good entry? One is inflationary, this is deflationary news. Maybe this will also push Euro US dollar higher.
I haven't traded Euro USD for a long time.
Yeah, well, that's where I entered, actually.
But in theory, yes, because the interest rate differential is going to widen the gap between Europe and US. What do I think about US stocks? It's risky to trade. Now, earnings season kicked off last Friday, so it's going to be quite volatile on the stock market. But generally speaking, I think US stocks, based on the deflationary data, should go down. Because the less sales there is, the worse is going to be the revenue for companies. Daniel Osko says, has the positive CPI data? No, actually CPI was lower in Canada, if you're talking about the CPI data, which was just released a minute ago. And we're back to profit. Maybe it was a manipulation, who knows?
Thomas, did you reduce your TP because of all of this fuss, or?
No, just take your TP where you're happy with. Ask your bank account where you want to TP.
Make the money, take the money.
Yeah. 1976, I think it's a reasonable take profit level, but we always take profit at the previous high. So it's going to be 1972. I'm holding a little bit higher because I think, expecting, price is going to increase. So, ladies and gentlemen, it was a can't move from gold, but you know, the problem is averted. Now we're back on track. So it was a dirty move, nothing to worry. Make sure that you hold the steering wheel firm and stick to the analysis. And now we're back to over 1,000 profit.
Thomas, thank you very much. That is for me today. Nice profit. And thank you very much. Without you, I don't know. Thomas, number one. Thank you.
You're welcome, brother. You're very kind. Thank you for the kind word.
Thanks, Thomas. I'll be out now.
Whew. Did you guys manage to make some profit with this can't move on gold?
Yep.
Fuck me, that was like
just as shallow when you said buy, just set some profit.
Yeah, because the data was deflation. I was like, and it started going down. I was like, maybe I'm doing something wrong, but no, there's nothing wrong with my analysis. The market was a cunt.
I think this is just the pullback, Thomas. Just like you said before, a long time back.
Yeah, but why the fuck does he have to pull back when I'm live on YouTube? It's a cunt move. Oh my god. All right,
okay, thanks, Thomas. I will be out now.
Namaste. Bye bye. Whew.
Yeah.
Red book data is in 2 minutes.
All right, what's the P&L, guys? Did you guys loss, profit, break even?
Profit for me.
Fuck me.
Profit, Thomas. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Honestly, that's
I made almost 2% to my guess.
Oh, that's very nice.
Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. That was fuck me. This is the worst part when you make the analysis and you start doubting yourself. It takes a lot of strength and willpower to say, okay, do I switch now or do I stick? But I think the best is stick to the analysis.
Yeah, Thomas, I think there's another thing that's very important here, which is what you always teach us to do the sizing, the position sizing. There's a very important thing that I learned from you.
The bigger the better, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, if you do the correct sizing, then we won't be wiped out in the correction just now, right? If we are doing a too big sizing, then we might got wiped out like in the down just now.
Yeah. But normally gold, yeah, it does whiplash, but this was unexpected that the way it reacted to the immediate data, which is crystal clear as a blue sky, that it was deflationary, and yet it dropped, so that was confusing. Still is. Alright, it looks like that most of the people managed to make profit. Which is good. How GJ? GJ is still in the cell. Yeah, it's not too bad. It's 50 pips profit. It's better than nothing in it. Alright, we have 35 minutes until New York Stock Exchange open. Now that is going to be freaking interesting. What about if I tell you that there's another set of data coming? We're going to have industrial production for the US. Again, industrial production is said to be inflationary. Also, we have manufacturing production. Oh God.
But you do know that China is having deflationary data, right?
Well, officially or unofficially?
Officially, actually, I think.
Well,
yeah. I mean, their PMI is under 50 for a while now.
Yeah, the question is, can we trust in the data actually?
Yeah,
but yeah.
And if you discount the data that they release, then it's definitely deflationary.
Yeah, China is struggling, which is surprising that they entered into a deflationary, not spiral, but it's not looking good. And I think that if China slows down, everyone else in the world is going to slow down. There's no question.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's why I raised this to you. What do you think? Thanks for a comment.
Yeah, that's the general feedback that one set of data doesn't necessarily mean that China is struggling. So you need to look into the past 2 or 3 consecutive quarters to make a general, a good assumption.
Yeah, and I think one of their largest developer just released some news that the largest developer confirmed the losses of past 2 years, and I didn't really go through the whole thing, but it seems like the money that they lost is like within the 40th in the country's GDP, meaning that is the size of the 40th country in the largest GDP. The money
That's
that they lost.
Money. That's a lot of money.
Yes, a lot of money.
And that was construction company, right?
Yeah, developer. Construction. Yep. But actually, to be honest, they got like greedy and too big of their head. Like they also venture into electronic vehicles and this and that, a lot of things. But they have been closing down all these subsidiaries like in the past few years, 2 years or so.
Yeah, China is peculiar. I'm not an expert in China, but I can only see the data, what's coming out, and the things that we're just discussing. So, generally speaking, yeah, I am mentioning my opinion that if they slow down, Evergrande. Thank you, Sunny. Evergrande was the
Evergrande. Yeah, that's the Evergrande.
If they slow down, they're going to stop ordering or pause the ordering for raw materials. Maybe they just shopped enough during COVID. Who knows? If they slow down with the orders, then all the other countries are going to, enter into recession or even worse. Or the companies, sorry, not the countries.
Yeah, they actually just started to open up for COVID like beginning of this year or something like that, or end of last year, something like that. And then people are not spending. Even though their golden week, which is a long holiday for them, people still travels, but the spending decreased compared year to year, and it's not going back to the year before COVID. So it's still down from before COVID. So people are afraid to spend in China, especially because of the housing bubble.
Yeah, absolutely. So. Thank you so much, Dennis. I always appreciate your comments. Yeah, it's good to have, thank you. I appreciate it. Arkadash, Murat, mute your mic. So looking at the chart, I would advise everyone to start taking profits because we have a new 4-hour candle and most likely there's going to be a retest. So make sure you make the money, take the money. You can see that we could have a pivot. Am I going to push up? Who knows? Best is to take profit. That's always the best. So that's what I'm going to do. And those of you who would like to join the Alpha community and learn more about financial economics and fundamental trading, if you want to broaden your horizon and venture out into actual real finance, which doesn't always go as smooth as you saw in the past 30 minutes when I shit my pants. But if you would like to join and get some more fun with me daily like this, you have the option to become a member for 50% discount. Link below the video, and if you look right in the chat, there's a goodie waiting for you. So let's see, we have 1 pro membership left, and we have 4 premium. So let's see how many people is going to buy. Hit refresh. Oh, there's only 1 premium left and 1 pro left. Not bad, my friends. Very good. So gold was a bit shaky today. Still holding deep position because I'm expecting, based on the economic indicator and the economic data, the gold is going to continue higher. We have a new 4-hour candle open. The lowest it might come is going to be in 1962 if it comes down, but it's no guarantee. So make sure you take some profits. I'm targeting 1974 on gold. Now, if you would like to join the Alpha community, hit the link within the chat, and you can become a member. And what is the name of the pip counter or pip indicator? It's called Blue Digits FX Open. So if you look in, oh shit, if you look in the top left, Blue Digits FX Open. Thank you so much, guys. I think that was enough action for today. See you all tomorrow.
I think there is an exit top data releasing.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you, Thomas.
And by the way, there will
Thank
be
you, Thomas.
Thank you, Tom.
There will be other data coming
Thank you
out,
so
so
much.
make sure you make the money, take the money. There's other data coming out. But thank you so much.
Thank you, Thomas.
Thank you. Bye, guys.
Bye
you,
bye,
bye.
butterfly. Those of you who missed the trade, chances are high the price is going to bounce off from this upper trend line. Whew, crazy day, innit? Thank you so much, guys. See you all tomorrow or Friday, maybe. Who knows? One day. This is the Alpha FX.